Lou here. So, I just saw Detective Pikachu as I write this script. I actually wrote a majority of the script on my phone while walking directly out of the theater. I will be majorly spoiling the movies, so if you don't want to be spoiled, then don't watch the video. Don't mind spoilers? Roll that intro and let's get started. From a small town who tried to be a Pokemon trainer as a kid, but it didn't really work out, so he just lives a mundane job. One day he gets a call that his dad died in a car accident, so he goes to his estranged dad's apartment where he discovers a Pikachu. But this Pikachu can talk for some reason. Him and this Pikachu team up to find out what happened to Tim's dad and unsolve the mystery on why a purple smoke makes Pokemon go insane and rabid. Now, while the premise is extremely simple, it's highly reminiscent of animated movies like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. The story at hand is extremely interesting, even if there is some plot holes. The biggest plot twist in the movie is that Tim's dad is Pikachu, and while it is kinda predictable, I definitely thought about it when I saw the trailer, but thought the idea was too crazy to execute. Now, the plot twist is kinda ruined when you realize that if Pikachu is Tim's dad and has his voice, why didn't he recognize his voice? Then again, I'm sure if you're not close to someone and haven't seen them since you were 11, then maybe you wouldn't remember their voice? There is also a slight lack in Pokemon fights and almost no actual catching, but that's understandable because it would have felt like a Dragon Ball clone if it was nothing but fighting and catching is established as illegal in Rhyme City. This is also a story about Pikachu and Tim, so it doesn't really make sense to add a bunch of characters if they're not really gonna do anything. Other than that, I think the plot and its twists were really great. I loved how faithful they stayed to the games, and you can actually tell they read the Pokédex entries for the Pokemon. They also knew how to properly use them too, like Loudred being used for speakers and stuff. The story overall was just really great.
Catch 'em all! Gotta catch 'em all! Pokemon!
Unlike Sonic, Pokemon looks really good. They blend in so nicely that in some lighting, Pikachu looked like he was really there. However, other Pokemon like Mr. Mime could have used a little better blending. Other than some slight blending needed with certain Pokemon and certain special effects, this honestly has better effects than most live-action Disney movies right now, if I'm being honest. I really love how incredibly well done the Pokemon were transferred into real life. Some Pokemon look creepy, but in a good way. I mean, Mr. Mime is a clown. He's supposed to look unsettling. Mewtwo is supposed to look hella creepy because he is. I mean, he's a genetic experiment. What do you expect? One thing that is in terms of design is that there is not a ton of Pokemon, and I get that because it's not easy or cheap to make a fuck ton of Pokemon designs, especially ones you'll only see in the background. I get that, and it really doesn't ruin the movie at all, just a slight nitpick. I also liked that they pulled Pokemon from other generations instead of the original 151. Overall, the CGI is really good, and I absolutely love the designs for the Pokemon in this movie. They were really well done, and you can tell a lot of hard work went into it.
Catch 'em all! Gotta catch 'em all! Pokemon!
Pikachu! Oddly enough, I didn't think Ryan Reynolds would be a good fit for a talking Pikachu. I thought it was absolutely ridiculous and thought it wouldn't work out. It surprisingly did. Ryan Reynolds was absolutely hilarious, and honestly now I can't picture anyone else in that role. Seriously, he made this movie. Then again, I expect nothing less from the man who plays my favorite Marvel character.
There are some who call me Tim.
I feel like Tim is a little underdeveloped. Like, he has a lot of interesting qualities to him that I honestly wish could have been fleshed out a little more. In the movie, it's mentioned quite a few times that he didn't become a Pokemon trainer when he was a kid, even if he really wanted to. And they never really explain why it didn't work out. Like, did he lack the motivation? Was there financial trouble? Did he have a hard time communicating with Pokemon? They never really explained that, and it's a damn shame because I liked this dynamic of him as the movie went on. Howard Clifford. a very interesting villain. His motivation is honestly better than literally every antagonist of every Pokemon game, because his goal isn't, I want to destroy the world. It's more, this is how I think the world can be better, and his idea is absolutely fascinating too. I tell ya, I was awestruck by how fascinating his plan was for the world of Pokemon. Other than that, some characters were a bit forgettable. Like, the girl was kind of forgettable as she's the millionth Nancy Drew knockoff, and other characters were very minor, so you don't see a lot of them. But I still felt like they were enjoyable and moved the plot forward.
Catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon.
Yes, Pokemon has had other movies, a million others, but I honestly deem this one of the best Pokemon movies, and very obviously one of the best video game movies ever made. Never in my life have I seen a video game movie actually be 100% faithful to its source material and carefully craft a world based on the game that I actually would want to live in. I highly recommend everyone see this movie, even if I spoiled it, because this movie was just a very enjoyable and exciting ride from start to finish. Here's to hoping this starts a trend of actually good live-action movies for video games. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new. And if any old or new subs would like to help support the channel in any way, then feel free to visit my Ko-fi page down below in the description, along with my social media tabs. For any subscribers, new or old, who'd like to help with video ideas or maybe want to talk about anime or something, then I have a fan server linked down below. See you next time!